राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी बीजन वल्लभा
Bhakti Swami Islam founder Acharya Prabhupada की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गुरु की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की भगवान की कृपा वृंदा की समवेत भक्त वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंद all glories of glories of glories of glories of glories of glories all glories of glories of glories to Shri Guru Govinda Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamukirayet. Reading from Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 10. Prayenam Payusha Satya Kalabasmin Vukechana Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagyayi Upadrutaha. Please repeat. Prayenam Payusha Satya
Prayena Prayusha Sabha.
Kalabasmin Vukechana
Kalavasmi Vejana.
Mandaha Sumanda Matayo
Manda Sumanda Matayo.
Mandabhagyahi Upadrutaha.
Manda Bhagyahi Upadrita.
Prayena,
Prayena.
almost always.
Almost always.
Alpa,
Alva.
meager.
Meager.
Ayusha,
Ayusha.
duration of life.
Duration of life.
Sabya,
Sabya.
member of the learned society.
Member of Kaliya Society.
Kalau,
Kalu.
in this age of Kali,
Nation Kali.
quarrel,
Vara.
Asmi,
Asmi.
hearing,
Hearing.
Yuge,
Yuge.
age,
Age.
Janaha,
Jana.
the public,
Public.
Mandaha,
Manda.
lazy,
Lazy.
Sumanda Matayaha,
Sumanda Mataya.
misguided,
Misguided.
Mandya Bhagyaha,
Manda Bhagya.
unlucky,
Unlucky.
he,
He.
and above all,
Never boy.
Upadrutaha,
Manda.
disturbed.
Step.
Translation of Bhagavad Gita is listening to feel the Swami
Jai.
Translation, O learned one. In this iron age of Kali, men have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. Purport: the devotees of the Lord are always anxious for the spiritual improvement of the general public. When the sages of Naimisharanya analyzed the state of affairs of the people in this age of Kali, they foresaw that men would live short lives. In Kali Yuga, the duration of life is shortened not as much because of insufficient food, but because of irregular habits. By keeping regular habits, eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. Overeating, over-sense gratification, over-dependence on another's mercy, and artificial standards of living sap the very vitality of human energy. Therefore, the duration of life is shortened. The people of this age are also very lazy, not only materially, but in the matter of self-realization. Human life is especially meant for self-realization. That is to say, man should come to know what he is, what the world is, and what the supreme truth is. Human life is a means by which the living entity can end all the miseries of the hard struggle for life in material existence, and by which he can return to Godhead, his eternal home. But due to a bad system of education, men have no desire for self-realization. Even if they come to know about it, they unfortunately become victims of misguided teachers. In this age, men are victims not only of different political creeds and parties, but also of many different types of sense-gratificatory diversions, such as cinemas, sports, gambling, clubs, and mundane libraries, bad associations, smoking, drinking, cheating, pilfering, bickerings, and so on. Their minds are always disturbed and full of anxieties due to many different engagements. In this age, many unscrupulous men manufacture their own religion faiths, which are not based on any living scriptures. Very often, people who are addicted to sense gratification are attracted by such institutions. Consequently, in the name of religion, so many sinful acts are being carried on, but the people in general have neither peace, nor mind, nor health of body. The student brahmachari communities are no longer being maintained and householders do not observe the rules and regulations of the grihastha ashrama. Consequently, the so-called vanaprastha and sannyasis who come out of such grihastha ashramas are easily deviated from the rigid path. In Kaliya, the whole atmosphere is surcharged with faithlessness. Men are no longer interested in spiritual values. Material sense gratification is not the standard of civilization. For the maintenance of such material civilization, man has formed complex nations and communities, and there is a constant strain of hot and cold wars between these different groups. It has become very difficult, therefore, to raise the spiritual standard due to the present disturbed values of human society. The sages of Naimisharanya are anxious to disentangle all fallen souls, and here they are seeking the remedy from Shri Sukha Swami. Om Tat Sat. Om Gyan Puranasya Gyananjana Shamakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guru Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shivade Bhakti Swami Namaha. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shungavani Paschata Deshkarani. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Very happy to be here in Valtoka, Fiji, with a place where this is uniquely beautiful deities of Kaliya Krishna, very nicely maintained, and also the place where Srila Prabhupada set his lotus feet. Thank you for maintaining this beautiful place of worship in Kaliya, in spite of so many challenges and difficulties. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are understanding from this beautiful verse of the sages of Naimisharanya. They are characterizing people in Kaliya. People in Kaliya will be like this. And now, retrospectively, we can see that yes, they are like that, because we are experiencing it. Number one, Alpa Ayush, very short span of life. And Prabhupada says because of irregular habits. Mandhas mandamateyo mandabhagyihi upakukara. Manda buddhi means dull in intelligence. Manda bhagya means unfortunate. Upadrutaha means always very disturbed mentally. So this is an amazing, nothing good is mentioned here about people. I say something good. But you can become very good. This is one good quality in the life. What is that? Mentioned in the Bhagavatam. What is that one good quality? Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangam Parampati. It's called Mahaguna. The great quality in Kaliya is that if you chant the holy name, Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangam Parampati, you will actually become good quality. If you associate with that good quality of Kaliya, that is Kirtan, then you will also become a good qualification person. This is a shortcut. Otherwise, it's very difficult to be a good person in Kaliya under the situation and circumstances. So these are nice principles in Kaliya mentioned in the Bhagavatam. These are principles. And if you follow that principle in the Yoga, then you can become a completely different person from the rest of the people afflicted by the Yoga. So that is why all the great acharyas also, they are all concerned about people. They're so bad in age that how will they go even the faintest light of something good for them? They cannot understand. They will not be able to perceive it. So the sages in Naimisharanya are worried about the future. These are visionaries, bothered about the people. What will happen to the world and the people? Normally we don't see such people at all in the world. Who is bothered about the people of the world? Yeah, how much ever kitna bhi milega utna extract kar lo. Who is bothered about future? Who is bothered about them? Bothered about me within the short span of life that I have. That's all. The shortest vision. Why will I bother about somebody else? These are questions that people will ask. Because they are not used to thinking about others' welfare. Everybody is only thinking about their welfare, their sense gratification, their situation. It's very pathetic that people are so narrow, very narrow. So broad-minded people don't exist much in the world. Very rarely you will get a broad-minded person inside the Yoga. And you can see he is distinctly very different because he is concerned about people. He is concerned about people. One man is thinking about the people of this world, based on the Shastra, based on Bhagavatam, based on all these things. So many other so-called political leaders are all showing that they think about you, but actually they think about themselves. In this way, people are neglected. People don't have somebody else looking after them, envisioning and showing them a direction, caring for them. They are not used to having anybody. Everybody is very lonely. Everybody is burdened with having to take care of himself, which is a very heavy burden. First of all, you don't know how to take care of yourself. And even if you know how to take care of yourself, you don't find the means and the resources to do that. And you don't know, you don't have knowledge. So that is why people like Bhakti Swami Prabhupada are very rare and very needed in human society. The sages in Naimisharanya are all like that. They were thinking about the future. So it is mentioned Vishala Buddhi, broad intelligence and broad-hearted. I am not thinking about myself selfishly, but I am thinking about others. Not for material reasons, but in the long run, will they be successful in executing the goal of life? That type of concern. So, in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, we should also be burdened with that type of concern. That is what Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada expects. This is what the previous acharyas expect. That if you are not able to think about it, worry about it, at least execute what they said for people. This is the next best thing that we can do. You see, Bhaktivedanta Swami, for example, Fiji, he came here. He quickly established by his powerful capacity to do something in purity. He influenced a few people and he got a temple built. Now, after getting a temple built, most of the work is over. Most of the hard work is over. Now, you are burdened with the job of utilizing this temple to carry on what Prabhupada wanted. Isn't that your burden? Whom is Lord Chaitanya, Krishna and the entire Parampara looking at? in order to be able to do this. Whom are they looking at in Fiji to accomplish this? I'm sure it is a Mata Mardana mission, or the Ramakrishna mission, or some other Ramalingam temple, something I saw, or the Skandar temple. Is Lord Chaitanya looking at them for finishing his fantastic mission of spreading the holy name? Who is he looking at? He is looking at all of us. Prabhupada also is looking at. Don't think he is not looking every day. Every day he is looking. Don't think Pratima nahi to me. Don't think this is his Prabhupada statue. Prabhupada is every day watching who will do, when you do, or whether we'll be stuck in all sorts of petty things and miss the great vision, the greater picture. I once saw a very beautiful show in South Africa because I was called for a conference on book distribution and book publishing and everything. I'm closely involved with the BBT. So, the devotees there put up such a beautiful play. Many of them started crying, very emotional. There are a lot of book distributors there. They put up a play, if I remember right. There were 3 levels of tables, one higher than the other. And on the stage floor, you had 2-3 devotees distributing books in the marketplace. It's like the market. And on the back of that, on one level, there is all the acharyas, Bhakti, Swami, Prabhupada, Bhakti, Siddhanta, Sasi, Bhakti, Vinoda, and all the. Then above that, there is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. They are all dressed up like Chaitanya. And above that is Krishna. 3 levels. And there is conversation going on between all the levels. And these people are distributing books. These devotees, they are so anxious. He is struggling. He is talking to so many people there. Sir, take this book. It is about yoga. It is very nice. It's good for you. It is this thing. They think that, I'm very busy. Don't disturb me. And he's approaching everybody and nobody is taking him. And he's, Krishna, Krishna. He's chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, approaching the next person. And above that is Prabhupada, very pleased with this devotee. He's, speaking to his associates, few people, godbrothers, and saying that, see, my books are being sold like this by very sincere devotees. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, conversation is going on, and how Bhakti Siddhanta Swami Prabhupada has set fire to a big revolution people are doing. But then they are also talking about why is he not able to distribute the book. He's becoming very anxious about him down the line. Then above that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu watching, and I'm very happy. Brihat Sankirtan is happening, and my words are being propagated in such a detailed, systematic way. It is being done because of Bhakti Swami Prabhupada setting up this, and all the previous acharyas, the Goswamis are all talking. We wanted to set up the Vishwa Vaishnava Rajya Sabha all over the world, and finally it's accomplished. And so down the line you can see this is what is happening. And then the thing goes on like that, the discussions and it is for a moment, I am not able to capture the full dialogue, but it was so realistic that many people started emotionally feeling for those 2 distributing books, and finally he is able to give it to somebody, and then he becomes very happy and he's saying Jai Prabhupada, Jai this thing and all that, and Srila Prabhupada is smiling there, and he's very happy, and he's slowly able to do more and more and more, and he comes back late in the night to the temple, and the temple was like, when he comes so late, He said, I had such a wonderful experience. But you're very late, the temple and all that. He's doing, no bro, I just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I want to take some pressure and go to sleep. I'm in bliss. And then the whole conversation. How, if something you are doing for Bhakti Swami Prabhupada's mission in Kaliya, what is the ripple effect it has in society? And who is behind it, empowering and connected with you? Don't think you're alone. And don't think Prabhupada is simply sitting there. He's just a statue. He is present for people who are carrying out his instructions sincerely. Prabhupada often spoke about that, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is with me. I am carrying out his bidding. And they don't understand, my God brothers, that they think he's in that samadhi. When walking past the samadhi of Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur on the road, Prabhupada said, they think, my God brothers think he's sitting there himself. But he's walking beside me. Because I am doing everything that he wanted to do. And I know he's instructing me. He's telling me how to do it. So this Kaliya is amazing. For those who chant Hare Krishna, follow Lord Chaitanya's order, and keep up with what Prabhupada is given as a systematic way of doing things, they will be very happy. This is the way to actually get out of the influence of Kali. Kali Kalmasha Nashanam Nata Paratarupaya Savavedishu Krishnate. This Harinam Sankirtan is not an ordinary thing. It keeps Kali away from affecting you. It's not an easy thing to do. Nobody can do it. Nobody can do it. Only a powerful Acharya who knows these secrets very well can craft a whole system to help conditioned souls to nicely, smoothly navigate Kaliya and get out of here. This is done by Prabhupada. You must have faith and understanding in what he has done. What is the meaning of his God? What is the meaning of him being founder Acharya? You see, in a letter to Prabhupada, a devotee, Prabhupada's very intimate disciple, he leaves the society. He gets attracted to somebody, some woman or something, and he leaves. And then he's asking, where is he? And then nobody is able to say. And then finally he writes a letter because somebody tells him that Prabhupada is asking about you. Why don't you at least tell him where you are walking? He writes a letter to Prabhupada saying, my dear Bhakti Swami Prabhupada and all, Jai, is everything. He said, Prabhupada, Maya is very strong. And I was swept away by Maya. And I got married and I know like this, and I'm feeling very bad. Could not follow you. He said, Prabhupada writing back. He said, very happy to receive from you this thing. I was inquiring whether like this. And then he said, you say that Maya is very strong. But you did not tell me what you are going through. I would have told you what to do. With one kick of mine, I will send Maya away and protect you. But you did not talk to me. It's a statement made in a letter. With one kick of mine, I will send Maya. So bold statement. I know what to do with Maya. I will give one kick to Maya and you will be protected. But you did not talk to me. You instead went inside Maya. You avoided talking to me. I was very surprised reading the letter. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Mama Maya, Duratteja, Mami Devi, Tapadyante, Maya Metam Tarantite. Exactly he's saying here, I know how to kick Maya out. You didn't listen to me. In another letter, Prabhupada writes, conceived of a plot. I had conceived of a plot to successfully defeat Kali and Maya. This is what Prabhupada has done. And he is proudly stating it. In Maya's world, he is stating it. I'll kick Maya. He is stating it. So, you should not take some of these things very lightly. If you follow these instructions, then all these things will turn the other way around. Because the same Bhagavatam will also tell you, if you chant Krishna's name and engage in Kirtan, you are very intelligent. The same Bhagavatam is also saying in Kaliya, you become less intelligent. It's also telling you, Yajantihi Sumedasa. Sumeda, super intelligent they become by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So very carefully following all these nice instructions given, Prabhupada has crafted a process and an institution, International Society for Krishna, to save people in this age. If you simply follow it with faith, you will be saved. There is no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. You see, it's important for us to learn, practice the process of Krishna consciousness. And we should become gradually capable of executing it. And it will be possible to do it. Bahavo jnana tapaso putam madbhavamagataha. Krishna is telling Arjuna that in the past many of them followed his instruction and became successful. So, when the sages are describing this and they are envisioning how to save people, they are also forming the process that Harinam will save them. Right? Harinam will save them. And here comes, nobody was able to institute that into human society. Now all the acharyas are thinking how to institute this. There is no varnashrama properly. You are degrading everybody like nothing. And here comes Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, makes a process, an institution, and tells people, do like this. And Maya will not touch you. Kaliya will not touch you. This is the great, amazing gift given for people inside the prison house. Inside the prison house, if you do this, follow these 4 occasions, please chant Hare Krishna, read my books, worship the deity, come for morality, and read my books, and you speak this to others. All these are instructions given by Prabhupada. If you do that, you will feel I am protected. I am protected. So, although the age of Kali is very bad, for people to follow Lord Chaitanya's order becomes easy. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will demonstrate that in his pastimes very nicely. Although he will be strict and propound varnashrama systems, actually for those who follow devotional service, he treats them very differently. King Prataprudra actually became very depressed. Prataparudra's other side is not mentioned much. But Prataparudra lost the war and his son was kidnapped. It's mentioned in history. His son was kidnapped by some king in south, Telangana, that side ruling, Krishna, that descendants. And his son went for war, very nice young man. And he lost the war. King Prataparudra lost the war. His son was taken prisoner. He had a son and a daughter. His son was taken prisoner. And that fellow kept his son prisoner. And he said, I'll give you a royal treatment also. I'll give you A-class prison. But you'll be bored, you're a Kshatriya. So once he called for a competition. He called one of his best fighters and put his Prataparudra's son and said, "You must be bold, sitting doing nothing, you are a Kshatriya, so you fight." So Prataparudra's son said, "I am a Kshatriya. Bring in front of me a proper Kshatriya. You are trying to insult me by bringing somebody who is lower than a Kshatriya to fight me." Right? And this is an insult. You are very nicely trying to insult me. And I know that you are doing this because you want to send this message to my father. And I will be insulted, my father will be wounded. And I am insulted a lot by you are treating me like this. So right in front of that battlefield where he was put together, he impaled himself and killed himself. In front of everybody, saying that this is how a Kshatriya should do. When he is insulted like this, he should give up his life. So he gave up his life. And Prataparudra heard about that and became very disturbed. Very disturbed. Lost my son. Wasted life. Committed suicide on the battlefield because he is insulted by this king. Then he could not do anything to that king. Then he lost his daughter. You know that famous pastime of his. So many things happened. He was very disturbed and he came towards Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is a devotee of Lord Jagannath, but really wanted to see Lord Chaitanya and meet him and take his blessing. Lord Chaitanya told him, "No, you are a Kshatriya, I will see you. You are a king, I will not see you." He purposely did that. But he knew very well Prataparudra was a wonderful devotee. So wonderful devotee. Because he could see that he is looking after Lord Jagannath very well, the temple, the Rathayatra, many things. So many devotees came and told him, he is a very wonderful devotee. He wants to take personal darshan of you. He said, "No, sannyasi is not supposed to be king." Hey, I mean, you meet so many people. Why only for Prataparudra alone? No, sannyasi will not be there. Vishi, he is a sense gratifier. So it was so harsh. Nobody understood why. But Lord Chaitanya had his God. And this way he met with. Because Sarvabhauma said, "Don't worry, we have spoken enough to Lord Chaitanya about it. I know his heart. What you should do is not go officially and ask this permission, then you get that official answer. If you go and officially ask, he'll give official answer. Don't do that. I know what to do. You don't worry." He said, "No, I am leaving, I am renouncing. I go become a Kapali sannyasi somewhere, hold a skull in my hand and go begging on the road." This is what Prataparudra was saying. "I am finished. I am not. Everywhere I am defeated. Even I am here sitting here in Puri, I am begging and I am asking for darshan. He is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is Krishna himself, and he doesn't want to see me. Everybody has rejected me. I am going." He said, "Relax. You don't know. This last thing you try to tell you." And so he said, Sarvabhauma is a very educated man and he has become a devotee. He said, "I know his heart. After Rathayatra, he will dance and he will get very tired. He will come to sleep here in this garden. He will lie down and take rest. That time you don't go as a king, dress yourself nicely with tilak, kantimala, kurta, dhoti, everything, and you go. I will get you special permission to go. I am influential. All the cards and everything are not in. Prataparudra is king, he went inside. So he went inside. He went there and he had trained him what to do. Simply go and sing the Bhagavatam shlokas and massage his feet. Okay, don't worry, nothing will happen to you. Don't be afraid. So he went there and he did that. He went there because he was so torn apart inside. He went there and he said, "Jaiti Vedikam Janmanadja Shayat Indira Shashvatatrayi Chaita Drishyata Vikshita Vata Krishasara Chimbate Sharadudasye Sadhuja Sarasi Chodara Sri Dusha Dusha Shraddhanakate Shulkada Sita Varadhaniknato Deha Kimbada Shajala Viryad Jnana Rakshasha Shamarita Ayudanana Mahatmaja Vishvato Bhaya Rishabhadevayam Rakshita Muhu. Like that, this Nakara Gopika just started chanting and massaging Lord Chaitanya's feet. Lord Chaitanya was completely absorbed in this beautiful Gopika Gita. And he was so thrilled. I am touching Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. I was told by him that you will not even see me, I am a Vishayi. But how is this happening? We kept chanting. He was in ecstasy. The lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exclusively for Prataprudra. Nobody around. No disturbance. And he massaged him, and then he came to this sun, this portion, Bhurida Jana. That famous shloka. You know that? What's that? You know the Gopika Gita, right? Tava kathamritam tapta jeevanam kavividitam kalmashapam shabanamangalam srimadatakam bhuvigananti and he says, Bhuridajana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up. Bhurida. I said, and embraced for King Prataprudra to his heart. And he was closing his eyes and crying. He said, Bhurida. Yeah, such people. The gopis are saying such people who spread here, Tavatatamritam Tapta Jeevanam, among the people of this world, are really very generous and very magnanimous and wonderful people. And he said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up and embraced Prataprudra. Prataprudra was in ecstasy. Yeah, I get chance to massage the lotus feet. I get hugged by the Supreme Personality of God. So beautiful. This way, Prataprudra got special mercy. And then the main thing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was moved is when he said, and people spread the glories of the holy name and speak about Krishna Katha to others, they are most magnanimous. They are doing the greatest charitable activity. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu woke up and embraced. It's because Lord Chaitanya was very close to Prataprudra. This way Prataprudra understood that whatever Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is 100% true. What do we do when we are in distress, when we are in some difficult situation? Do we depend on the law, understanding what Prabhupada has told us to do? That is the question. That's why this Prataprudra, he was the king. The real story is this one. He was the king, and so he was collecting taxes. And under Prataprudra, many people were collecting taxes, and if you collect taxes, you get some little commission. That is okay. You pay to the government, pay to the king. So, Gopinath Patanayak, he was one of the 5 sons. You know, Vaninath, Gopinath Patanayak, all of them were Pandavas born again in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's year. One of them is Gopinath Patanayak. Gopinath Patanayak is a wonderful devotee. And he was doing some correction. Because he is a devotee, Prataprudra made him also as a corrector. He said, you can make some money out of this and you can use it for you. But Pratapudra's son was not so much inclined. His son was told by Prataprudra, he said, why don't we do something about all these corrections to be done? So he came back and said, there are people who are not giving. Shall I take action against them? He said, you do anything you want to get the money. Prataprudra gave general instruction. So, but the relationship between Gopinath Patnaik and Pratapradra's son, I forget the name of the son, was a little strained. Because Prataprudra was very inclined to Gopinath Patnaik because he was fast at decision and getting things done. But the son of his snow was not so good. He was not so dynamic and all that. So seeing that my father is very inclined to Gopinath Patnaik and he felt that with revenge of Gopinath Patnaik, he's getting more attention, some slight this thing. But the son had got another problem. He had a nervous tick. His leg will go like this all of a sudden. Just jump on the, all of a sudden. You know, a nervous tick, he suddenly jump. Very bad problem. Little problematic child. Father wanted to show, okay, you do like that. So, Gopinath Patnaik, he went to him and said, listen, you have to pay so much money, corrections, you are not paid. But you used it for all sorts of sensitivity things. He said, you better pay, otherwise I have to take action. Then he said, okay, I will do that, because his order is coming from the king, and I did take, so I must pay. So he said, you see, I don't have money immediately, but I have horses. I bought fantastic stallions. I am a collector of horses, and your father is very interested in horses. But give you these horses in return for that payment that I owe. So the son said, okay, let me send somebody to inspect the horses. So he inspected the horses and he wanted to downgrade. They are not worth so much. He argued with Gopinath Patnaik. Gopinath Patnaik said, they are the best horses under the sun here. Your father will lock them and definitely waive all my loans. Right? Then he said, I told you they are not up to the mark. I am not taking them for this thing. So there was argument. So in the argument, his head was going like this. This Gopinath Patnaik, in the anger, he said, my horses are number one, at least they are make it doesn't go like this. But in the argument, क्या आदमी ले लो मेरा पैसा का ये सब ठीक हो जाएंगे इधर बोलता हूँ मैं तुम नहीं जानते हो you don't understand the value of horses. What do you know? Your father knows the value. So in the beginning he said, at least my horses neck don't go like this. What? Why did you make this personal comment against me? I'll show you. This is a personal thing now. He ordered Gopinath Patnaik should be arrested. She put on the changa for not paying. He arrested Gopinath Patnaik. This is mentioned in the Chaitanya, very beautiful passage. He arrested Gopinath Patnaik, put him on the changa, tied him with a chain like this, put him on a platform. Under the platform are swords. You slowly lower the platform. Every day, 1 feet, 1 feet, 1 feet like this, or 6 inches. It will go inside your body, through the legs, through the heart, through the stomach, and everything go inside. The swords, very bad punishment. He said, this is what you deserve. Put him on the changa. And he said, where is the money? Give the money. No, lower. He was lowering on the changa. And everybody said, what is man flow doing? And then the devotees came to know what it. They went to Lord Chaitanya. Into Lord Chaitanya. Your Gopinath Patnaik is on the changa. They went into Lord Chaitanya. It's a very amazing pastime. He put him on the changa. Who? Said, Pratapradra's son. Why are you coming telling me? Lord Chaitanya, why are you coming telling me? He said, you should do something about it. Prataprudra is your devotee and you have power to. You want me to influence Prataprudra to release Gopinath Patnaik. Gopinath Patnaik has taken the government's money. Why doesn't he return it? What has sannyasi got to do with me going and speaking to the king? He has done something wrong, he is getting punished. But he is a devotee. He has done something wrong. He has taken the money and gone and watched dancing girls. So he is getting punished for that by the king. What have I got to do with it? Why did he do that wrong? Why did he take money and not return it? My gosh, you are talking like this. Gopinath Patnaik is a devotee. Pratapadra is a devotee. I said, what has the sannyasi got to do with going and speaking to the king? To release somebody who has gone and seen dancing girls and utilize the money? Why are you asking me to do that? Big confusion happened in the community. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was refusing. And Gopinath Patnaik is what will happen to us here. Similarly, if something happens to us, he was doing something else, just like he did to Pratapadra. Something else was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's plan. So they all kept repeatedly coming to the Samama Bhattacharya, they brought, but others will do something. Gopinath Patnaik is going down in the Changa. Actually, Pratapadra does not know his son has done this. He told him he can do anything, take action and do anything. But there is a personal problem between Gopinath Patnaik and his son. So people who are watching this, something has to be done. So when they came to Lord Chaitanya, he said, go and pray to Jagannath. Don't come to me. If you pray to Jagannath, he may do something. Okay. Lord Chaitanya said that they went in front of Jagannath and prayed. All the devotees sincerely. And it so happened that Pratapadra's very close friend, who is his guard, bodyguard, like Harichandran, he came to know about it. He went and told Pratapadra, do you know your Gopinath Patnaik has been put on the Changa? In another one day, he will get it paid. He's lowering. 2 days are over, 3 days are over, and he's getting lowered. Do you know this? I don't know. Who did it? Your son. No. Son did it. Why will he do that? He said that you will give permission to do it, to take action. What? Mad fellow. It just suddenly got completely disturbed. The king goes, what an idiot man fellow. Take him out of the Changa immediately. By that time, the son has already arrested the father and the other 3 brothers also, 4 brothers also. You didn't arrest the whole family. He arrested the whole family. Nothing is known to Pratapadra. He is Pandu, reborn, the father, and the 5 of them are the Pandavas. So everything came to be known to us. How can you do this? What is wrong with you, my son? I thought you only got a neck like this, now you got a brain also. It looks like, can you make this comment? But he stopped it immediately, came out of the Changa. Order came from the king. Then Gopinath Patnaik was taken down. And Pratapadra called him first. Immediately called him, please don't go and tell this to Lord Chaitanya that you got imprisoned under me and you put on the Changa. What do you think? Please, he put a special prasadam of Lord Jagannath on him and he said, I double your salary. I will double your salary. Your commission. This is my son, you know. I understand. Whatever the Lord has decided for me, I was ready to go through. Then, after seeing, he said, don't go to see Lord Chaitanya, first come and see me. Pratapadra was very afraid, going to Lord Chaitanya, putting on the Changa. It's Pratapadra always done it. He becomes a responsible person. So first come and see me. When he said, I will give you double the salary, I will this thing, my son, you know, is a little not case, something, excuse me. This is not the exact dialogue, but I am saying. But Lord Chaitanya chastised Patnaik when these people came and asked him to save him. He said, why I should save him? He went and saw dancing girls spending their money. He did this, he had sense gratification. This will let him suffer. Then Gopinath Patnaik went to meet Lord Chaitanya. Because he had been saved from being on the Changa and dying in pain. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the family members, all of them, 5 of them met. You see, first thing Lord Chaitanya asked, when you were in the Changa, what you were thinking about? He asked him this question. When you were in the Changa, what were you doing and what were you thinking? Gopinath Patnaik immediately said, I was simply chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and simply thinking about your Lotus feet. That's all. I didn't appeal to you. I should appeal to Lord Chaitanya and mercy. When he looked after me, of course I was able to. I didn't do that. I simply did what you asked us to do. You constantly chanted on me. And then you turned around and asked father and the other sons, what were you doing in the arrest? They all said they were simply remembering you chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It is illustrated to them. That is how you would say. You would say because you listen to what we told to you. But you must depend on Krishna and chant the holy name. Because I'm refusing the pastime, branching the so beautiful pastime, showing that in Kaliya, if we simply follow this order, amazing, miraculous things will happen to you. Miraculous things, if Krishna so desires. And they will be utilized in Krishna's mission. So we should not keep ourselves prepared and ready in Kaliya and know the secret of navigating the whole Kaliya by using the holy name, by using the process of Bhakti, very nicely given to us by Bhakti Swami and the previous acharyas. In this way, we will tide over Kaliya. This is the secret. And devotees must understand this is the strategy, this is the weapon, this is how we will become better situated. Never fail to chant Hare Krishna. Never fail to depend on Krishna. Machitta sarvadurgani, mat prasadat tarishyasi, atachetum ahankara nasoshyasi vinamshyasi. This is illustrated here. Gopinath Patnaik had the good sense given to him by Krishna to chant to the Lord Krishna. We were saved. So we will also face many difficulties within our society, outside of our society, and everything. But Prabhupada mentioned that our society can be destroyed only from inside, not from outside. Maya and Kali cannot do anything. But from the inside it can be destroyed. If Maya and Kali gets into your head, and if you allow them inside, then from inside it will rot. Okay? Om Tat Sat. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Nitya Gur Premanate. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. If anybody has a question or comment, they may ask. Yeah.
Maharaj, you mentioned there's so much issues in Kaliya, Manda Sumanda, but you said you follow the instructions like Prabhupada you mentioned. Why is that we as devotees fail to follow it and we have these issues? So why?
The question here asked by Rai Raman is why is it that in our society many times we see people are not able to follow the instructions of the Lord? Well, they are not able to give up their previous attraction for sense gratification, for other things in the world. So, if there's a little problem somewhere in the society, they use that as an excuse and so therefore I'm not. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes they're weak in their sadhana. They don't read Prabhupada's books and offenses against devotees, that will cause you a fall down. So these are all the reasons known. So we should be very careful. We should diligently, scrutinizingly study the practice. Keep ourselves protected in the association of devotees. In the afternoon today I had a sort of a discussion on relationships in our community of devotees. And the youth, Swami and so on. How important it is, how crucial it is that we all stay together. Because if we are together, Prabhupada quoted the Aesop's fables, instructions of the father to the son. If we stay together, we can get strength from each other. And it's very necessary. It's needed. You know the value of association. Otherwise you get swept away by Maya. So if we stay together, help each other in Krishna consciousness, then we become stronger. Both as a group and individual. That's why I call it Sankirtan, not Sankirtan. Two things you can do. Sankirtan, alone you can do. I don't like this happened in the temple, that devotee told me this and that. So हम अकेला काम करेंगे हमारा संकीर्तन. ठीक है, अच्छा है. But you will be weak, you will become single. Maya will easily break you. So this is how Maya's program is to separate everybody, doing something. Don't allow that to happen. Don't allow that to happen. Third party. Maya is a third party. Krishna, Prabhupada, our senior Vaishnavas and Gurus and ourselves, we also follow the second party and the first party. Don't have this third party coming to say, oh, you should lead and do things. Right? Yeah. Any other question, comment?
No, there is one is Super Soul and one is Paramatma in our body. How do you recognize which is Atma and the Super Soul?
How do you recognize? Maybe you have not seen it. It's not that we are able to see that here is the Paramatma, here is the Atma. We are very confused because we don't even know whether we exist. The material world is so crazy. I don't even know that I exist. What is because of Paramatma? First, that's why self-realization is important. First, if you read Bhagavad Gita, you will know I am spirit soul. And slowly, if you develop your consciousness in that way, spiritually, then gradually you understand that. Then you'll be in a better position to understand there is another person inside this body. That is Paramatma. Then we start relating also. However, we will get to know we have a voice inside telling us. Sometimes the voice is mistaken. You know that old repetitive story about a father telling the son how to differentiate. He said, there are two wolves screaming. And vaguely remember the story. He said that the one that shouts louder and the one that shouts very softly. He said that to him that you will normally tend to the one that shouts louder, but he may not be always right. So he explained to him that if you listen to that voice, it is correct. It may not be very loud. Sometimes in your heart you will see that Krishna is also giving instructions, which Krishna said. Because your desire for gratification is very strong. You listen to the thoughts coming through your mind, engineered by material nature. You hear that voice much louder than the voice of Krishna. That's because you're weak in your spiritual sadhana. If you do your spiritual sadhana, chant Hare Krishna, worship the deities, come for Mangalarati, read Prabhupada, preach, distribute, you will hear that voice louder than this voice. Then you know that this is the correct voice you should listen. So we are sadhakas, so keep yourself in good sadhana. Then you will hear the voice of Krishna louder. This way you know Paramatma speaking to you and Atma speaking. Alright? Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Wishing you all a wonderful Radha-Shtami celebrations. Srimati Radharani ki jai. Radha-Shtami Mahotsavam ki jai.
Hare Krishna.